All right, Coach, congratulations. What an awesome moment. What does it feel like now to finally be introduced to the Bulldog family as the new head football coach?
Well, the process it was a few weeks. The interview process it was very thorough, and there was some waiting on my end to see what was going to happen. But I'm very happy with the selection. Thankful that I got the opportunity to be the new head football coach here at Alabama A&M University.
When they approached you about this opportunity, what stands out, maybe some characteristics about the job, the university, the football program that made this a good fit for you?
Well, actually, all the candidates actually had to apply. So I actually had to apply for the job once it was posted. And there were some other jobs out there, but this is the only job that I applied for because this is where I want to be, right here in Huntsville at Alabama A&M University. And I feel like the city of Huntsville is really growing. I like the growth. The university is growing. And the athletic department under the leadership of Dr. Bryant, I feel like they're headed in the right direction. I like his vision, I like his leadership, and I like his passion for athletics. So I felt like it was a good fit for me.
You know, just a few years ago, you were coaching high school football.
Right.
Now you're a Division I head coach. Is it kind of crazy when you think back to how quick it all happened?
Well, actually, I coached Division I ball for a while as an assistant coach. I was at Sanford for a while, Georgia State. So as an assistant, there were times that I saw myself, I had a vision of myself actually coaching Division I football. I didn't know how I was going to get there. I didn't know what the plan was, what God's plan was. And he took me a roundabout way to get there. But every step, being on the high school level really helped me a lot for my first college head football job at Miles College. And then obviously I feel like Miles College is really going to help me and the coaches that I bring in have success here at Alabama A&M.
Having grown up in Birmingham, you know all about the Magic City Classic.
Right.
How much has it been reinforced to you that winning that game can make or break a whole season?
Well, nobody had to tell me that one. Nobody had to say. I know our president, Dr. Weems, he talks about that's a big one and all that, and everybody else I talk to. But for myself, living in Birmingham, growing up, going to the Magic City Classic every year until college, trust me, I know how big it is.
You said you want to start with recruiting right here in the Huntsville area and
Yes.
then go around Alabama. How much do you think not only your time at Miles, but your time in high school around here is going to help with that recruiting?
Well, I think it's going to help a lot, actually, because I've recruited the whole state of Alabama, especially as an assistant coach and then obviously as a head coach on the college level. But you've got to start by recruiting your backyard. And Huntsville's our backyard, and I feel like we've got a bigger backyard with the entire state of Alabama. And with myself and some of the coaches that I'm going to bring in, we've already developed relationships for a number of years here in the state of Alabama. So I think it's going to help us tremendously.
You mentioned the coaching staff you're planning on bringing in. Are you able to tell us if Antonio's coming with you?
Well, I can't say all that at this time because they haven't gone through the hiring process, the coaches that I'm going to bring in. So I'm not able to say that until they sign.
An announcement coming soon.
Yes, that'll be the next big one. That'll be the next big one. When we announce the coaching staff, we want to announce the entire coaching staff at one time, the 10 assistant coaches that will be our own field position coaches.
Coach, can you talk about Miles here from Birmingham? Obviously, what it meant to you 3 years here. I'm ducking because I'm not in so much way.
Well, Miles meant so much because, number one, Dr. Bobby Knight, she gave me an opportunity to be a college head football coach before anybody else did. And I'll always be grateful for that. And very appreciative. It was a special place for me. I grew up 10 minutes away from that campus. So a lot of good people that treated me really good are at Miles College. And I'm thankful and I wish them the best, wish them well. It looks like they're going to be in good hands also with the new coach that's coming in.
One more for me, just your success, you don't back away from a challenge. Alabama State, you've seen them. You played them close, then you beat them. How big was that in this hiring process? There's no joke that they want to take down Alabama State.
Well, I don't know if one game weighed heavily on this decision, but I think obviously I think it let people know that I can coach on the Division I level. I can coach in the SWAC. We actually had a game that same year in 23 against Arkansas Pine Bluff that we lost by 1 point. So I feel like I'm able to, along with a good coaching staff, get our players ready and develop them for what they're going to face in the SWAC.
What do you make of the talent that's currently on this roster based on what you've seen so far?
Well, there's some really good talent that left out the door that doesn't have any eligibility left. Obviously, the running back last year, was a really good player. He's playing in the HBCU Legacy Bowl. The left tackle, really, really good player that's going to probably get drafted in the early rounds, who's playing in the Senior Bowl. And I can keep going. There's some guys that I wish were still here, but we've evaluated the guys. We've watched film, some of the guys that are going to be on the coaching staff, and we feel like we can bring in a group of guys that are going to help what we have here now.
What's your philosophy on using the transfer portal to supplement recruiting, like you said, locally?
Well, the thing about me as an ex-high school coach, particularly in the state of Alabama that's got a lot of great relationships here, I still believe in recruiting high school kids and getting those guys in here and developing them and helping them to grow and become better players than when we got them. But at the same time, on the college football level, sometimes you do have some holes where you need a more experienced guy to come in, maybe even a more talented guy to come in. So that's when we hit the transfer portal. We're not trying to sign all of our guys out of the portal, but if we sign a guy out of the portal, we expect that guy to come in and play right away. That's the difference between high school kids, because I really don't expect high school kids to come in and play right away. If they do, it's a bonus, but I like giving them an acclimation period to get used to college classes, get used to college coaching, things like that. And that's how you hold on to guys, because you think, okay, I got this group, I sign them, and they're going to be here for at least 2 years, because the first year they might not end up playing.
Overcoming here at A&M.
Well, every place has challenges. And I'm one of those guys, I don't really look at those challenges and say we're going to have a hard time overcoming them. I just try to structure a program and a plan to where we can have success, even if there's some things that we might not have that maybe another school has. Particularly, I had to do that at Miles College with us being a Division II program. So I'm excited about the opportunity. I know we've got a great facility right here in this arena, and talking to Dr. Bryant, the plan is for everything in athletics, including football, to be on this level and to look like this at some point. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the future.
Coach, they said one of the most important boxes to check was having HBCU coaching experience. What would you say were your most valuable lessons as a head coach at D2 Miles, HBCU Miles?
Well, so many lessons. Football's football to me. I know people talk about HBCU, and I started out, I got my first opportunity as a volunteer coach on the middle school level, and I worked my way up through the high school level, then got an opportunity on the FCS level at Sanford, then went on the FBS level at Georgia State, and obviously had an opportunity to coach with the Cleveland Browns for a year. And bottom line is this: football's still football. You're still putting 11 guys out there at a time. So really just the lessons that I've learned through all those years, those are the lessons that I feel like I'm able to stand on and carry with me. And obviously there were some lessons at Miles College that I would definitely lean on here.
What are your early thoughts on the SWAC and the conference as a whole?
Strong. It's a very strong conference. Obviously, watching Jackson State, being able to watch them in the SWAC championship game against Southern, they're a very talented football team, and then being able to watch them in the Celebration Bowl. And then there's some other teams. Obviously, we played Alabama State, and when you're playing a SWAC team, you're going to watch them against other SWAC teams. And so for the past 3 years, I've been able to watch some of the teams in the SWAC conference as we prepare for those SWAC teams. And I'll tell you, it's a high level of talent. I think there's some really good coaching in this conference, and I'm excited for the challenge.
Where does that go?
Well, I feel like you're always chasing it. I know as a player, I just felt like I never got there. I was always chasing the perfect game as a player. And that's the thing that keeps you coming back, because you never had that perfect game. It's not like in school where you can score 100 on the test. There's always going to be something that you can do better or that you can work on and improve. So that's where the chase came from. And then I took it and I said, okay, I got to stake that in a way that the kids can really buy into it and just really make it their own. And so that's where the DA came in, the chase. And like I said, I like to use acronyms. Actually, last season we used the DASH, the DASH. The D was for discipline, the A was for attitude, the S sacrifice, and the H for habits. So it's a new day for myself and a new day for Alabama A&M football. So the dash is in. Well, the chase is in.
Kind of a broad one, but why do you think you fell in love with the game of football, and why do you think you fell in love with coaching?
Well, the game of football, I played it since I was 7 years old. Actually, I can remember my older brother playing Little League football, and I'm going to practices. I'm 4 or 5 years old. I'm chomping at the bit. I'm wanting to get out there and play. And I think just watching him and watching the fun that he had playing the game really helped develop that love that I have for the game. And what was your second question?
And coaching. Why'd you want to get in? Why'd you love it?
Well, actually, I know this sounds a little strange to some people, but I never thought I wanted to coach. I was playing in the NFL. I played safety, which is kind of like one of the quarterbacks of the defense. A lot of my NFL coaches would always say, "Hey, man, you ever think about coaching?" And I said, "Nah, man, I can't see myself doing that. You guys, you work too many hours. You're here early. When I get here, I pass by here late at night. You're still here late." So as a young guy, I didn't think that's what I wanted to do. But fortunately, God's got a plan. My plan was to go and work in financial services. I actually got my insurance license when I moved back to Alabama in 2004. Then a buddy of mine got me to volunteer coach on the middle school level. I did it for free, did high school for free for a long time, and was really enjoying it. And one of my mentors, the late, great Pat Sullivan, he recruited me while he was at Auburn. He was the head coach at Sanford. He called me, and we had a long talk. I went over and sat with him. Next thing you know, I'm coaching college ball and hadn't looked back.
Coach, with that journey,